And with that, we move on to our next fight, which is between the two guys at either end of the table. Anthony Yarde from Ilford, who's undefeated now in 15 fights. This is the WBO European Light Heavyweight title. He's also the WBO Intercontinental Champion, and those are the belts that he's got in front of him. Up against the gentleman here, Darius Sek from Poland, who's in his 34th fight, only 3 defeats on that record. He's taller than Anthony, and importantly, I think, for the first time, he's a southpaw. It's the education process, Frank, and this is a new test for Anthony.
It is. Obviously, it's the main support bout to the main event. Anthony's a work in the making. Tunde's doing really well. He trains him and manages him, and obviously we promote him. And when we started out on this journey, it was all about getting Anthony in a position where he's learning, to get himself in a position where he fights for a world title, and by the time he gets to that position, he's got some experience. He had 12 amateur bouts. That's all he's had. He's obviously had a number of pro bouts. He's not fought, as you said, as a pro. He's not fought a southpaw. So this is yet another test for him. And this is all about him getting the experience. And I know that Darius will give him that. He's not coming to, as I always say, to lay on the floor. He's coming to fight. And a lot of people see, or think they see, chinks in Anthony's armour. But let me tell you something. He's one of those fighters, when it comes to it, when he's got to turn it on, he turns it on, and he's got that power that can take a guy out when he needs to do it. And I think in this fight, we're going to see a fight where he's going to have to be at the top of his game, where he's going to have to be thinking all the time, because as we said, it's a southpaw. But hopefully he will come through it, and he comes through it, we'll be stepping him up for his next fight.
I'll give you a couple of statistics about Darius. He's got a couple of losses on his record, but names who you might know. Robert Voga was one of them, another one, Robin Krasnicki. He's never been stopped. He's never even been knocked down. And when you look at his overall experience, he's had 230 rounds professionally, as against Anthony's 35. And he's twice gone 12 rounds, 6 times gone 10 rounds. So this is an experienced guy who's coming into this on the back of a victory, and clearly thinks that he's going to be able to do something that Anthony Yarde hasn't had to face.
He's lost one in his last 9 fights.
Yeah, tough guy. Darius, I don't think you speak too much English, do you? You've got the translator there to your left. Say hello to people and what you think you can do in this fight.
Witam wszystkich. Bardzo cieszę się, że mogę walczyć na tej gali i mogę wam powiedzieć, że ja zwyciężę w tą sobotę.
Welcome everyone. I am looking forward to the fight on Saturday and I will win the fight.
Have you had chance to see Anthony Yarde? Have you watched him?
Oglądałem bardzo dużo walk jego, tak naprawdę z trenerem już taktykę odpowiednią dobraliśmy do tej walki, trenowaliśmy bardzo długo i mam nadzieję, że on też tak trenował długo jak ja.
I've seen his fights and we've adapted our training techniques to help me with the fight towards Anthony on Saturday.
What makes you think you can win? How do you win?
Odpowiednią taktykę dobraliśmy z moim trenerem. Myślę, że będzie to walka na dystans. Nie będę wchodził z nim w niepotrzebne wymiany. On nigdy nie walczył z kimś takim jak ja, dlatego myślę, że jest i mam nadzieję, że jest gotowy do tego pojedynku.
I will keep my distance. He's never fought with anyone like myself before, so I will show him how it's done.
Anthony, he's 6'2", so taller than you, and a southpaw. Tell us about the challenge that you've got here.
Lions in the camp. Lions in the camp. Now, I want to thank everyone for coming, all the media, Frank Warren Promotions, Tunde, Jay. Thank you everyone in attendance as well. Darius Sek, I don't know too much about him other than, yes, he's a southpaw. But just like every other fight I've had, I've got to go in there, do my job. And I don't take no fighter lightly, so it don't matter if you're southpaw, westpaw, northpaw, eastpaw. It's a fight, and we'll see what happens fighting it.
How much experience have you had in sparring of going in with southpaws? Because, you know, I mean, it's different sets of circumstances, different sets of skills. Footwork.
It's a little bit different, but again, I haven't struggled. There's not been nothing where I'm like, oh wow, a southpaw is so much different. At the end of the day, it's a boxing ring, 2 fists, 2 feet, ring IQ, and when you got power, it relaxes your nerves.
As Frank was saying, I know in speaking to Tunde, this is something which he wanted and which you wanted to prove yourself against this sort of opponent.
Well, yeah, he's tough. He's never been knocked out again. Anyone that hasn't been stopped, and he's been in some good fights, this is just what I've been told of him. You know, there's not no one that you take lightly. At the stage I'm at now as well, I'm not taking nobody lightly. I'm not going in there thinking, oh yeah, it's a pushover fight for this fight or for that fight. I'm focused on one fight at a time. The fight that I've got this Saturday is Darius Sek, and we'll see how much seconds it lasts.
Frank, everybody is forever asking, when is Anthony going to be into a world title fight? How far away are the likes of Beterbiev and Kovalev and the rest of them, and the real big names of the division?
Well, we were offered it. We were offered a fight against Kovalev, and we turned it down. He's not ready for that. He's, he won't want to hear that. He wants to fight. I know he does. But Sunday and I discussed it, and he's not ready for that. He needs more experience. And once he's got that experience, but we can make he could have had that world title fight and been fighting for it now. But the objective is to win the world title. And once you've won it, you've got to defend it. And to do that, you need experience. You need to be the best equipped you can by the time you're making that challenge. And he's got a little way to go yet.
Making world title fights is one thing, winning them, you want to get him there and winning the thing.
I'm not saying he wouldn't win it, but when he goes in, he's with us. I want to make sure when he goes in there, he's absolutely 100% the best he can be to challenge for a world title, or any title for that matter.
How close do you feel, Anthony?
Again, my focus is Saturday. Yes, I heard about the world title offers, but as Frank Warren said, it's not a sprint. Boxing's not a sprint. You don't just jump in the ring and, try and say, I want to do this or I want to do that, and I'm just going to try and break these records and that record. I had 12 amateur fights. As much as I don't want to admit it to myself, it does play a part. Experience does play a part as well. All the legends say it. When they got to a certain level, experience played a big part. So again, I'm focused on one fight at a time. When the time comes, whoever's put in front of me, I've got to do my job and demonstrate. And this Saturday, I've got Darius Sek in front of me, so I've got to demonstrate again.
And doing a job against a guy who's never been stopped, if you could do that, it kind of a feather in your cap.
I've done it before.
We've done that like that, wasn't it?
Okay, well, let's move on to our main event, which is Roberto Garcia against Martin Murray, WBC silver middleweight title. And again, on paper, Frank, Roberto, I think it's right in saying you've not lost since 2010. You've been undefeated in 13 fights, yeah? I mean, this is one tough guy.
He is, and he's fighting another tough guy. So you've got 2 tough guys, so we're going to get a good fight. As you say, it's 2010, so it's 8 years since he's tasted defeat. Don doesn't get involved with fighters who he doesn't believe in or think that they can't fight. So I know it's going to be a tough fight for Martin. And Martin was preparing for a tough fight against Billy Joe Saunders, and that didn't faze him at all. So it's certainly not going to faze him facing Roberto Garcia. It is a tough fight, but Martin knows what he's got to do to win it. He knows what he needs to do to keep himself in the running to get a crack at a world title. So he's not going to. He's never ever has been, and he certainly won't be fine wanting on the night.
So the first word from Martin, you must be delighted after the disappointments and And, you know, I mean, I've read social media, as I'm sure everybody here has, and you've had a few angry words about what's happened with the 2 postponements, but you must be delighted that you're getting into the ring and you've got a big fight.
Yeah, first of all, thanks everybody for coming. Just want to say a big thank you to Frank Warren MTK and for Garcia for coming over. You know, when Billy Joe pulled out for the second time, I thought that I wouldn't get a fight, and the fact that I'm fighting, you know, a dangerous fighter, and somebody who's gonna, you know, it's a meaningful fight, means a lot. So yeah, I'm obviously made up to be in this position. Like I said, I was gutted that Billy Joe pulled out, but you know, I've not took my eyes off the ball. I've looked at Garcia. He's going to bring it on Saturday, so I'm expecting a tough night, but I've had a great camp and I'm ready to go.
Roberto, tell us about yourself. Mexican born, living in Texas now. Tell us about your background, how you come to be a professional fighter.
Well, it's been one hell of a ride, man. Let me tell you. I've always been on the B side. I've always been on the B side my entire fucking career, and I've always fought against all the odds. I built a career off pulling upsets, and those are facts. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk bullshit. I speak facts. And I've been looking for a fight since we went to Mexico to rob this kid over here. We went to fight a kid that was up on the rise, Omar Chavez, a big, strong kid. And they called me to fight him. I said, sure, no problem. You know, we took this fight on 28 days' notice, and I do a full-time job. I did, that's fine. You know, we went to Mexico, just me and my people. We went over there, you know, everything for him, and everything. Just, we knew, you know, we were always uphill. And it's nothing I'm not used to. I like that, you know, I like being on the B side, the underdog. I don't talk, all this, you know, I fight, and that's what I do. I'm a fighter. I'm the last throwback fighter, that's what they've called me. And, I mean, I'm just happy to be here, the opportunity. we almost had the Triple G fight a couple months back. We really wanted it, you know, it made sense. He was the gold champ, I'm the silver champ, I don't know. But Abel Sanchez chose otherwise, his trainer. And it's been frustrated waiting for 9-10 months. And but we went to Mexico. We pulled off a huge upset with Chavez, and this fight, you know, I told Don, I said, Don, man, you need to get me in the ring. I want a big fight. I want a big fight, man, you know. And they called me about this fight with the Murray. I said, please, man, get me the fight, please. The next morning, when they got the answer, man, I was so excited, man. I said, you're not gonna get me out of the gym. So I'm happy, me, my beautiful wife, my kids. I got a lot to fight for, man, and I'm gonna be very honest with Mr. Frank Warren. Thank you, sir, for having us here. You know, I've heard a lot about you, and it's good things. But the truth of the matter is, I need this fight more than you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to be here. Thank you, everybody.
And you went out of your way at an early stage to send the message to Martin that you were up for it and you weren't afraid of him.
No, sir.
Martin?
Yeah, and I was up for it. Obviously, he was, he was calling for the fight on Twitter. So I know he's up for it. He's tough. Yeah, and I know he's going to bring it. You know, his style is the complete opposite to Billy Joe. I've said it. Billy Joe, southpaw runner, very slick. He's orthodox, come forward fighter, in your face, won't have to go looking for him. So it's a tough fight. I think, you know, you could say it's a tougher fight in some respects. I think Billy Joe would be more of a mentally tough fight, whereas it's going to be a physical fight. But, you know, I can relate to him, what he was saying then about being on the B side, exactly the same as me. You know, he sounds like he's fighting for his wife, his kids, his family, exactly the same as me. But I do feel it's about levels, and I'm a level above, and I'll show that on Saturday.
But you obviously respect him. I mean, the guy he's talking about, Omar Chavez, that's the great Julio Cesar Chavez's son. who he beat in that fight over in Mexico, and everything was stacked against him. And he produced a pressure performance, and he went out and did it. I mean, you have to respect that.
Oh yeah, I do respect it. You know, I've not and I will not take him lightly. He's hungry.
I mean, we made a world title fight for him twice. Unfortunately, due to Bill being injured, it's not happened. But he's with us, he's committed, you know, and we're committed, and we'll make sure it does happen. This is a tough fight, there's no doubt about it. You know, the winner of this fight will, as I say, will become an A fighter. The winners on the night are going to be the fans, because this is going to be a cracker. You look at the two records, you look at the two styles, you know you're going to get an explosive fight here between two out-and-out warriors who've gone on the road in their careers. You know, as much as Roberto's saying what happened to him, think what happened with Martin when he went to Argentina.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, to get a decision there is tough. You know, you can ask Will McKenzie that. It's very, very tough. I thought he won the fight, but this guy's been on the road. He's had it hard. He's done it hard. He's a fighting man. Roberto's a fighting man, and you're going to get something, I think, out of these two guys a little bit special on the night.
How much does ambition still burn, Martin, at 35, you know, and having had those fights and having come so close, how much do you still want it?
Yeah, well, obviously, being so close a couple of times before and tasting defeat and not quite getting it, it just makes me more hungry and determined. And you know, as soon as I feel that I can't offer the sport anything, I'll be gone. You know, I've got a lovely family. I do everything with me family, and you know, I've got other things that I could be doing other than boxing. This is just a job for me. I do want to become world champion, and I know that I've got the talent and determination to do it. I just need a bit of luck. You know, I need a world title fight at home. Yeah, because as Frank said, I had a couple of them who thought been over here. You know, I was unlucky. I'm pretty sure had they been in England, I'd have got the nod. But that's all news now. Same with Billy Joe. The fight's gone. It's all news. I'm completely focused on Roberto Garcia on Saturday.
You've said that boxing, you know, kind of has not saved you, but it's been such an important part of your life, as indeed as being a family man, getting married. Yeah,
well, you know, it did save me massively. You know, I've got a book coming out, and all this will be documented in it. But I've been to prison quite a lot of times, and it was only through falling back into boxing, doing the only thing that I kind of knew.
I'm good at.
Yeah, turns out that, you know, I'm decent at it. That it's kind of, you know, got my life back on track, and you know, it kind of coincided with meeting my now wife Gemma, and yeah, you know, it just seems that, you know, the harder the work, the luckier I get. And you know, I've been unlucky a couple of times before, but I'm grateful and happy that I'm in this position, and looking forward to, you know, a good fight on Saturday, and you know, seeing what options are there for me after a good win.
And Roberto, you know, boxing for you and being a family man, both important things in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, everything I do is for my beautiful family, my daughters. I fight hard as hell, and I've had many guys say they're gonna rip my head off, but it always changes, you know. And I mean, that's just what it is. I don't care about that, because talking doesn't win fights. You know, I go hard, man. I go as hard as I have to. I don't mind. I walk the line, and you know, I go all out for my family, you know, and I fight hard. You know, God, family, boxing, that is my life, and I'm very happy to be here. I really am. Just 18 days ago, I was home in Texas, praying every night for an important fight. Every night, grabbing my wife's feet and everything, and I'm happy to be here today. I am very grateful, and I'm going to grab this opportunity by the horns, man. Thank you.
We'll have opportunity for photographs and one-on-one interviews shortly, but before then, any questions from the floor for the guys up here?
Martin, was it a big change for you having had two camps for Southpaw to now an orthodox boxer who comes forward?
Yeah, it was like I said, you know, the styles, the complete, you know, polar opposites. We worked on, obviously, going forward a lot, chasing, you know, working on southpaw styles, you know, little shots, little things that, you know, we were going to try with Billy Yarde. They were working in sparring. You know, he was just obviously ready to put him into action with Billy John. Then the late replacement come, who was the complete opposite. So it does kind of offer something different, but, you know, I've been in this game a long time now. I'm a very versatile fighter. I think stylistically, it's a better suited opponent for me. Like I said, it's more of a tough fight physically, but I think, you know, the fans are going to, you know, they're going to be the winners on Saturday, because it's definitely going to make for a more entertaining fight.
Frank, a lot's been made about the progression of Anthony, how he comes through. Ideally, how do you see him stepping up to world level, what stages?
Well, I mean, he's ranked number 2 by the WBO at the moment. What do I see happening? I see it, you know, a few more each time he fights, stepping him up with an opponent, you know, in challenging fights. We tried to make the fight with Frank Buglioni. Don's here. We made it, you know, when he was champion, we made a substantial offer, and the fight didn't happen, which was a bit disappointing. But we've moved on from there, and he's moved forward. And as I say, for the position we're in now with Anthony, he's got to come through. I think it's going to be quite a challenge for him on the night, but he comes through that. He'll be out again in September, and we'll be stepping him up. I'm looking, you know, he wants to be stepped up.
Any more, Dev?
Tom, you referred to Daniel as boxing's answer to Michael Jackson. Could you elaborate on that? What does it mean?
So it'll be a thriller.
Yeah, well, what Frank said. No, listen, what I'm saying is what I'm doing for my own ambition. Like, if you've documented Daniel from when he started, it was very well his dad was a massive boxing fan, so it was his dad that got him into boxing. And so when it gets deep, I'll fight for my ambition a lot more than I'd fight for my father's. I'm fighting. I want to be a British heavyweight champion, a world champion, however far my talent will take me, based on my own ambition. That's why I believe when things get deep, when things get rough, he'll quit. That is why, because he ain't fighting for his own ambition, his own dream. I could be wrong. I could be sitting here chatting bullshit, but that's what I believe. I'm weak.
Any more? No? Right, final words, Frank.
Well, as I say, we've got a good fighting bill on. It'll be, you know, I understand there's a little bit of football on the moment, so break from the football, see some really good fights. O2 Saturday night, all the guys are here. I think you've heard what they've all got to say. They're competitive. They've all got something to aim for here, and I think, as I always keep saying, the fans will benefit. We've got a good fight, good competitive fighting show, so we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.